Hi guys, my name is Stefan and I'm co-founder and visionary of Automatio, the most powerful web automation tool in the galaxy. Yes, you heard it right. In the Milky Way galaxy. I don't know for other galaxies. Um, anyway, today we are opening an early adopter program, and in this video, I'm gonna show you the benefits and reasons why you should join the Automatio. And this is what I'm gonna talk about. If you have a time, stay with me. Otherwise, you can find all important information about early adopter program on the landing page itself. So let's get started. This was me before we built Automatio. I did a lot of manual, boring, repetitive work in order to achieve my goals. Probably like the most of you. 15 years ago, when I started my digital journey, I was always in need of the web automation or another bot. And in order to do that, I either had to learn programming or to hire a developer. I didn't learn programming because my focus was on growth, marketing, and user experience, so I ended up hiring other developers. Honestly, that was a really painful process, and because you had to post a project brief on a freelance platform like Upwork and then go through all of those proposals from one developer and choose the right one. I had successful projects, but there were a lot of fails as well. So because having limited budget, it was hard to pick the right developer, especially the one you can trust. That was one of the main issues. So fast forward to 2017, I was in need of web automation and bots more than ever. Again, at that time, I was running a web agency called Vanilla.io and had established a team. I decided to start developing a tool which will solve my automation needs once forever. And that's how it started. I started building Automatio to solve my problems and not to validate another startup idea, if you know what I mean. So Automatio is not an MVP. Actually, we are building it and using it internally for ourselves and for our clients for last 4 years. And now it's time to release this beast to the public. So, what is Automatio? It's a no-code web automation and data extraction tool which give you ability to automate theoretically any website or web app without writing a single line of code. It's important to emphasize that Automator is not just another scraper or data extraction tool, but it's a visual bot builder. Since less than 0.01% of the web have API, and contain unstructured data, Automation mission is to amplify the web and automate processes which should be automated. The problem is not that everyone can build a bot. Only 0.3% of the world can code. And if you want to hire developer, it can cost a lot of money and not everyone can afford that. Again, solution is a no-code web automation tool. In this case, it's Automatio. Let's dive more deeply into Automatio. This is a Chrome extension, and here is where you build and design your bot logic, visually using drag and drop interface. The Chrome extension consists of the actions which are the building blocks of your bot, like input action, click action, extract, pagination action, and more. Each of these actions have an option, as you can see from the drop-down menu, and some options even have a sub-option, which means that you could do a lot of powerful stuff and solve a lot of complex problems. Once you design and create the bot, it will be sent to the dashboard. And this is Automatio dashboard. Here you can manage and control your bots or instances, that's how we call it. You can start, stop, edit, clone, or delete them. Inside of the instance page, you can watch the status of your bot, like time running, credit spent, amount of data, and pagination count. There's the TSU table where you can see your data coming in real time. You can also download the TSU file or export to Google Sheet or use API. We have logs where you can watch each interaction executing in real time. It's useful for debugging and knowing the state of your bot. The screenshots are actually your eyes into Automatio, as you can see now. You see what your bot see. This is a very important option because you can have a clue what is going on other side. It's really powerful for discovering the obstacles that your bot faced, but for other things as well. There are a bunch of other functionalities inside the dashboard, but I'm gonna cover just all of these most important. So let's move forward. Automatio runs on the cloud, and once you build and start a bot or instance, it has nothing to do with your computer or browser anymore. You can close the browser or shut down computer, but Automatio will still run and do the work. There is no need for complex server configuration deployments. We take care of everything in the backend also. So security and scalability are also built in by default, so you don't need to worry about that. You just run and forget it. And there are probably infinity number of use cases, but here are the most common one. So you can scrape a website without API, or monitor e-commerce prices, generate leads, use it for search engine optimization, and like do much more. The automated purpose is that you can tailor it for your custom needs and build web automation that even doesn't exist. So as I said, there will probably infinity number of use cases. Each of you will find your personal use case out there. And now let's cover some real life case studies. And by the way, these are my own project and examples how I utilize Automatio. But have in mind that over the last couple of years, I built over 1,000 bots. It's a lot of bots, but uh, it sounds like impossible. But trust me, when you have tool like this, building bot is so fun. Like you can build a bot in just a couple of minutes or dozens of clicks. So let's get started with case study number one, which call it DEA Hunter. DEA stands for Disposable Email Address. So let me tell you about this. DEA Hunter is a service that helps you to get rid of annoying disposable email addresses that are often used to infest your site with fake users, spammers, and fraudulent activities. The challenge was to stop disposable email addresses to register on the website, apps, and email list. The solution was to monitor all of DI services using Automatio, of course, collect the data, parse it, and create API spreadsheet out of it. The benefits are ready-to-use API to protect your online business community, website, or email list. For this project, I used Automatio, Google Sheet, Zapier, and Sheety. So let me show you how I did it. As you can see over here, this is Automatio dashboard once again, and here I have 10 instances on this screenshot. I have 10 instances, which is each instance for different disposable email service. Currently, I have actually 33 instances, which I covered mostly all of these disposable email service providers. And after that, then I'm gonna show you how I built this bot. So basically, One of these services called tempemail.org is a bit tricky, so I needed to trick him that I'm coming from Google. So what I did, I actually said, hey, Automatio, go to Google and then type into search like temp email. After that, click on the first result there. And let me just turn off the laser or pointer. So click on this first result, and after clicking first result, you're gonna land on the on this page, and then extract this email actually, or the domain, because this is what I need over here. And here, as you can see, email textile, email HTML. I extracted both in the both format. As you can see, after that, this is what I get in the Automatio dashboard text and the HTML of that selected element. And clicking on this button over here, Google Sheet, in just couple clicks, you can sync your data in real time with the Google Sheet. So every time the new data comes, it's gonna show up in your Google Sheet as a new row. Very powerful. And as you can see over here, I have a bunch of tabs for each of these bot, which is connected to the Google Sheet tab. This is how it looks like. So after this, as you can see, I'm using mostly this HTML data, and now I need to parse this email or actually domain name from this data, which I'm using the Zapier. So every time the new rows come to that Google Sheet, I have like 3 or 4 lines of code out there, which is written by my co-founder Tahir, which helped me to parse this data. And once we parse the data, I just tell put this row into the master list as a new list as a new row. So here's how it looks like. This is a master list with clean data of the domain names. So this is the data, valuable data actually, I need, because now I can compare with my database, my email list, and use it however I want once I have this fresh data of active disposable emails. And then I just use it to one of those Google Sheet to API services. This one called Sheety. So I just provide the URL. It's automatically create the API in the JSON format, which I can plug and play anywhere I want. Additionally, I created one automation workflow. So every time the new subscriber come in my Mailchimp, it's gonna do some splitting. So you can just find a search for a domain name, and it's actually, so it's gonna find search for that domain name into my Google Sheet database. And if it's matched, if it exists, then I'm gonna tell, hey, unsubscribe this guy, because this guy is not serious. He's using disposable email address to um, to subscribe to my list. So this is how you can protect your email list and basically increase the open rate, decrease the bounce rate, and have a healthy email list. Once again, this is a really, really powerful tool. I still didn't launch this. This is going to be used as a case study, as a side project, but I'm really excited about it. The case study number two is called Instagram follower tracker, and in shortly, I use it here, Automatio, to basically track my follower growth a few years ago. And back then I couldn't find affordable or actually free tool to do this simple thing. So I decided to build my own using Automatio spreadsheet and Zapier. As you can see, I just said, hey, Automatio, go to my Instagram account, just extract that follower per day and put it in the spreadsheet. And then I just put some small formula out there to calculate the followers grow per day, and that's it. Even you can create a chart very easily. I got a free tool where other tools were charging a significant amount of money, which I didn't want to give just for that. So yeah, and the case study number three was very, very successful for me, because I had idea to create a side project similar to Logo Ground, where the designers can sell their logos and illustrations. So I just wanted to know, because this website is more than 10 years old. I wanted to know how many logos this website actually sold. So since this website have almost like 100,000 logos, I created in just a couple minutes created an instance with Automatio, or actually created a bot, which went there, ran it for 10 hours to collect all of these 10,000, 100,000 logos, and to be able to filter out to see which one are actually sold. So I find out that there's a 3,000 logos sold out there, which basically told me, okay, that's some number. And then I found out that average price of the logo was $250, which led me to calculation that this website actually sold more than $500,000 worth of logo, which was a key information for me, exactly what I was looking for. Um, Once again, this is just three case study. I just picked it up and I created like over 1,000 bots, as I said, and there's no time to cover anymore. So let's get to the current state of Automatio. So this is the current state of Automatio, and this is the current functionality. I mean, don't just limit a bit by these keywords over here, but I just wanted to put exactly those keywords so you can be aware if you can recognize something you need out there. I don't want to cover anything in the details, but as you can see, input action to input the data uh, into the form search bars, the click action to click on any clickable interactive element of the web, extract action to extract text, links, image, HTML files, paginate action, infinity action, lot more, standard pagination, age action. We put it all kind of pagination inside of this paginate action. You can schedule um, you can schedule bot to run every X minutes, hours, or days automatically. Very useful. Dynamic data, so powerful, where you can basically feed your bot with the data which you either collected from other places using also Automatio, or you just created your custom list. Dynamic data also mean that you can dynamically input uh, data into the search bars of forms. For example, you have a list of 100 keywords and you want to search on some search engine and then collect all of the results for that. You can do that. You can build actually very powerful scenarios out there. You can deal with cookies, which mean using cookies you can bypass a lot of loggings gates and so complex logging gates and so on. There's a Google reCAPTCHA, you can age captcha, you can solve the captchas. Of course, the proxies, there's a different layers of proxy you can use per instance or for all your instance. Google Sheet import export, very useful. Once you have this data in Google Sheet, you can connect with all kind of platforms, because as you know, Google Sheet is the most integrated platform out there, because it's by Google and it's free and it's so useful. Screenshots, as I show you on the dashboard. um, Ad blocker, basically you can block the ads on all of these websites which Automatio bot is visiting. You can extract the source code of the whole web page, exactly how it look at combining. We have HTML format and mHTML format, which is special format which combine, save, preserve actually the JavaScript, CSS, and HTML into one. So that page look exactly the same when you're local when you open. You can simulate the keystrokes actions like pressing buttons on the keyboard. Very useful in very complex scenarios when there is nothing else to help. The keystroke is there, and you say automatically, "Hey, press this button. I don't know, page down or something like that at this much times," and it's gonna be very helpful. You can upload files with Automatio. You can click by text when there's a CSS selector fails, when they're dynamically. There's a very tricky website. You can build custom lists which you can use dynamically to feed into this dynamic data. Download CSV, you have API, you can edit instance. There's a lot of dashboard metrics, and trust me, many more options and subs options. I just don't have time, and I don't want to go into very details through all of this. So this is the current state of Tomato, and once again, trust me, there is a bunch of sub option and option out there, which those tiny options are there give you ability to solve that complex problem you have. That's why we are building Automatio for all these years. So let's dive and see what is in the roadmap. So on the roadmap, the first thing by priority is a Zapier integration. Even I said, and even you saw from the case study number one, that you could integrate with Zapier through the Google Sheet, but we don't have a direct Zapier integration like Zapier app, and this is on our list. So basically, Zapier integration, Airtable integration, conditional logic, a very powerful thing, which means that your bots becomes much smarter. It's not just straightforward, but they can make decision based on the condition. Very powerful thing. Iframe data extraction, actually this is something we already built. It's not just put in the production, but like I think 99% of the out there tools or scrape tools you use, or you use it or whatever, trust me on the words, cannot deal with the iframes data extraction. Improve drop-down interaction, data groups, RSS of data, basically create RSS out of the data you collect, data filtering, data modification. So you don't need to write those 2 or 3 lines code, which I mentioned you in the case study number one, while I was showing in the Zapier, because Zapier is a great and big tool, but they didn't make it easy for no coders to create that. So this is what on our to-do list. You can write a very powerful regex expressions without writing a code. You can download the files. You can solve other types of capture. I mean, this is on our roadmap. And of course, more integration, more functionality and feature, which will help us do anything you will do manually. So this is our goal, basically. And let's go to the final words. So to find more what is included in the early adopter program and how much it costs, scroll down below this video. I guess you're watching this video from the landing page. In case you don't, you just go to this URL. And once you're there, you'll find all the information you need. Is there what you get, how much it costs, and so on. Have in mind that we build Automatio without external funds or investment. It's a bootstrapped project, and honestly, it was a hard but full of experience journey. However, if we build so much without any funding, imagine what we can do if we have more resources. So, not just that you're gonna get early access and fulfill your needs with Automatio, but you're gonna support and help us build something the world never experienced before. Our goal is not to achieve impressive KPI metrics. By the way, that's going to happen anyway because Automatio is going to be very big and popular. Or our goal is also not to satisfy our venture capitalist goals, which we don't have. Our goal is to build the most powerful and yet simple no-code tool, which will give you ability to anyone to build the bots, scrapers, and tools like never before. Do more with less, make yourself free, and optimize your most valuable asset, the time. Thank you for your time. All the best. Peace.